toward financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, happy Saturday, and welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHS, with yours truly, Don Getling and Gino Fronti, get to share with you what you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate, finance, your community, and so much more for well over 5 years now, Gino.
That's right. And we do that here from the Vault Media Studios. And the way you can join us in the Vault is by going to donandgino.com. Just go to the live streaming button, and you can see at least two handsome gentlemen in here. I don't know about Don.
Yeah, we love you joining us. And you can always reach out to us at donandgino@gmail.com. There's a theme here. We started this show well over 5 years ago when there's a lot of duress and distress and all that, and we were able to give you options and let you know that there's ways to handle it with the right professionals behind you. We have a group of professionals, let alone the great real estate professionals like we have one on today, one of my good friends, longtime real estate agent and friend, David Hoshaw, coming on to share some great information and some unique things that we haven't shared too often on our show. We're going to enjoy that with David. So, again, go to donandgino.com. Click on the live stream button. You'll get to see David all dressed up nice in his blues. Looks good, dude.
Good morning.
You look great.
Thanks for having me here.
Nicely done.
No, it's good to have you here. And, David, you fit right in. One of the things that when we started the show, what we've always said is our slogan actually kind of, you could say, is to guide you to personal and financial wellness. And we can go in any direction here. I mean, we could talk about a million different things. We've even had shows about fitness. We've had shows about a million different things, as long as it all fits into that says guide you to personal and financial wellness.
That's where APRG comes in.
That is where APRG comes in. It's guiding us to personal and financial wellness,
That's right.
Isn't it?
So throughout all the interviews, and we're talking, if you go to our YouTube channel at donandgino.com, we have close to 1,500 interviews now on our YouTube channel with over 28,000 views. How about that?
That's a lot.
Shabby. With some of the best professionals. And through these interviews, we found out who's really accountable to you, accountable to us, accountable to our community, who has the experience, the care, the knowledge, and a way to help you, guide you to personal and financial wellness. And we put them all together in one group now called America's Professional Resource Group. And you can find this group easily by going to aprgi.com, aprgi.com, or look up America's Professional Resource Group. You'll see a group of some of the best professionals in any facet of your life that you may need or not know you need until you do need them. So we put them together in one group. In fact, we even started our own magazine called the Vault Magazine. Valuable information in the Vault, and you can click on our online magazines as well.
Yeah, Don, and I mean, I feel responsible now more than ever to really encourage people to get a trust done. And I can't tell you, so my friends come over to dinner this weekend, and I'm like, you got your trust? No, we haven't done that yet. I was like, dude, I'm going to be so upset if I have to go to court and fight probate for you.
I was there on the call when you're like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Get a trust.
Yeah. So, it's things we feel strongly about. And today we'll talk about things that could be important to you with David as well.
All right. Speaking of that, we trust David Hoshaw because we worked with David we go way back, brother.
Way back.
Way back. From all the way from working on real estate together to riding motorcycles together, mountain bikes and all that good stuff. But a good professional that really knows his stuff and brought some really unique information that I guarantee a lot of you have never heard of, Prop 60, 90, or 110, that is imperative to potentially you downsizing or changing your life down the road, especially as some of us, not all of us, are aging. And there's some options you probably didn't know about. So
I'm aging. I just don't qualify yet.
You don't. You don't qualify for a lot of things, Gino.
Soon enough.
So David and I are getting closer and closer to the mark, meaning that once you hit 55, there's some new advantages for a lot of you that are possibly downsizing or switching your home and to a new home. And David's going to kind of go into some of the details of this that you did not know that could save you hundreds per month on your mortgage payment. So why don't you dive right in, David? Actually, start with how long you've been in the business, the company you're with, and all that good stuff. So, we'll add some little bit of credibility because you've been doing this for a long time.
Great. Thank you, Don. Well, actually, this month is my 30th year as a licensed real estate agent. Hopefully I don't look that old. But so I started in 86 and been enjoying every minute of it, just helping families and individuals and get what they want with real estate. It's a great tool to build wealth and security for your family.
I like how you put that. It isn't just I help sell homes.
No, there's a reason it's the American dream, right? Because there's so many things it does for you. It creates, a solid foundation for your family. It does have the opportunity to create wealth. It's a great thing.
Yeah, it's a great comfort and just peace of mind when you can come home from work to your own home. There's
Right.
nothing, not.
But I like
too
how
many
you
feelings that
talk
are better.
about the dream of home ownership. You help families with that, and you help them create wealth through real estate.
Exactly.
And knowledge. This is a perfect example of that, because if somebody didn't take the time to find out how they can help you even further, that's called going over and above, and we love that. That's why you're on our show, is you went over and above to come up with ways that a lot of you that are thinking about making a move after 55, you can save hundreds on your mortgage payment.
Yeah, and a little bit the way it works, it's Proposition 60, 90, and 110 through the county and through the California actually propositions. And what that does, if you're 55 and over, one person in your household can qualify for these Proposition 60 and 90. So when you do sell your home and you are buying down, you can actually take your
So a requirement. You have to actually buy less than what you sold for.
Yes, and there's exactly. So let's just say, as an example, you sold your home for $500,000, but you purchased it way back in 10 or 20 years ago for maybe $250,000, and so you have that tax base based on the $250,000 plus whatever it increased, which is going to be a
Prop
lot.
13. Thanks, Prop 13.
Exactly, and so that's a lot less than a $500,000 home. So let's just say you've rolled into a new home that was $490,000. Okay, as an example, then you can take that same tax base. So instead of having a $500 a month tax payment, property tax payment, approximately, you're probably going to be closer to $300 a month as you carry over that old value. Which
and we see more extreme situations usually. Usually, what you see is somebody who owns a $700,000 or $800,000 house, 3,500 square feet, 4 or 5 bedrooms, and they're like, "Hey, kids are moved out. It's just us. What do we need all that for? I'm tired of taking care of the garden. I'm tired of taking care of all the maintenance. Let's move into a condo."
Exactly.
That's the typical scenario we see. And we know that from our reverse mortgage planners to say the number one thing that people do wrong when it comes to their retirement planning is they don't downsize fast enough.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Also, in addition to people buying down to condos, we see families maybe conjoining, maybe because the 55 or 60-year-old son or daughter is going to purchase a new home where mom or dad can come in, and so then that way the prices may not change that much, but you do have to buy down. There's a little manipulation you can do with the numbers, perhaps, when you negotiate the proposal. The buyer can pay a lot of the seller's cost if it's close, and that will further lower the purchase price. So it's a little thing that you could use if necessary, but
That's
otherwise,
a nice trick.
Yeah.
That's experience talking
I
right
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
So
It's a little nugget there.
yeah, so that helps. But yeah, the Proposition 60 works throughout LA County. The Proposition 90 works with about a dozen counties throughout the state. And the newest law, Proposition 110, you qualify for that. That is, you're eligible for that if you are a permanently disabled person at any age. Now this Proposition 60 and 90, you can only use it one time.
One-time shot.
However, if you are disabled after you've used it once, you're entitled to use it again.
That's good. I think that's a good addition because when I first saw what we were going to talk about today, I saw the Prop 60, Prop 90, and I was like, and what's Prop 110? So thanks for bringing that up because that's something we were completely unaware of.
I mean, if you get permanently disabled, you might have to
do it again.
Change homes and make it, basically a 1-story versus a 2-story and so forth to help with that. No doubt. All right, great information. So Prop 60, 90, 110, you can reach out to David. He can help you with that, especially if you're thinking about downsizing. Because he also knows which counties you can do that with, because I know Ventura County you couldn't, but now you can, which is really viable. A lot of you moving down to the beach. So how can they get a hold of you, David? We're not done with you yet. You got some great information coming up about how to help you sell your home for more. You got some great tips on that. So how can they get a hold of you?
Sure.
My company is scvrealty.com. You can reach me by phone or text at 661-505 1069.
You don't call yourself often, do you?
505-1069. Right.
All right, what's your website?
And it's scvrealty.com. Email's david@scvrealty.com. Pretty simple.
All right, David Hoshaw, 30-year vet. He's going to stick around with us for our next segment, and he's going to share some great tips on how to sell your home for more. There's certain tips you need to know because it makes a difference. It's not just putting a stick in your lawn and hoping it sells. David Hoshaw's got the answers. When we come back, don't go away.
Making our customers happy is our #1 priority, so when one of them writes us an awesome 5-star review, well, we love to share it. And as much as we think we're doing a good job, customers like this telling us about their experience makes us push harder to do better. We really appreciate and enjoy what our happy customers say about us. That's the most important thing for us, is that they take the time to tell us we're doing a great job. Find out what makes our customers so happy and why they value our extensive knowledge and experience and how we earn their glowing reviews. Thanks for watching. We look forward to working with you. Call us today at the number on your screen. Have a great day.
Don Getling and Gino Fronti with Skyline Home Loans want to thank you again for joining us for another great edition of Signature Listings. Today's Signature Listing is brought to you by Paul Humphreys of Keller Williams VIP Properties, and he brings us a rent alternative, we'll call it.
Oh, this is an incredible rent alternative or investment property. You can't find homes at all, especially a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, under $200,000. In Lake Hughes, you can.
That's right. Lake Hughes, Lake Elizabeth area. If you want to be a little bit separated from the hustle and bustle of the city, you get a little bit of land, a tree house, RV parking. Not a bad little place.
That's what I expect to find him, in the tree house. Better than the doghouse, Gino.
That's true, that's true.
But this home is awesome. It's got a great backyard, RV parking, like you said, 2-car garage, under $200,000. I think you need to reach out to Paul Humphreys with Keller Williams VIP Properties very soon, because this home's going to be snatched up for that renter that wants to stop renting or the investor who wants to get a great deal for your money. Reach out to Paul Humphreys today.
Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, you're back with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHES with Don Getling and Gino Fronti. For over half a decade, I had to say it, over half a decade, we've been sharing with you what you need to know, want to know, should know about real estate, finance, your community, and so much more. And we've helped thousands of families over the years. We're giving you great advice, thanks to our great partners, on how to build wealth, how to manage your debt, and just how to, I don't know, be happier about your entire financial situation.
Yeah, and you know what's important, Don, and how we reach you every single day, other than reaching you on the radio show on the weekend, is we reach you every day so that you're in the know and you kind of stay up to speed on things and don't fall behind. The way we do that is on the National Real Estate Cafe. So if you go to nrecafe.com, you can see there, what do we have, over 400 videos?
Yep.
Over 400 daily videos that we've done there to make sure that you're in the know. And you could see as the trends change, because that's what Don and I do, is we analyze the trends, because one report doesn't make a trend, one report makes a news headline.
Well, what's cool is if you look on, go to donandgino.com, if you're online, you'll see we have a crystal ball here.
It's not even cloudy.
It isn't.
It's nice and clear.
Because we watch all the trends for you and all the charts for you, we're actually ahead of the game, usually by 3 to 6 months, on what's really happening in real estate and the financial world. Because the media will spin things. Without a doubt, they'll spin things any way they want. We'll see one article from one headline say one thing, and the other article from another
same report.
Media, same report, will spin it the other way.
Well,
so what does it really mean? Well, we help you figure that out on National Real Estate Cafe.
That's because they are marketing companies. All they're looking for is eyeballs, so that they can show how many eyeballs they have, so they can get advertisers, yada, yada, yada.
Hey, speaking of eyeballs, that's a good tee up for David. How do you get more eyeballs on your home? How do you sell your home for more? How do you have somebody that's got 30 years experience now guide you on how to sell your home for more and how to avoid pitfalls? Part of our jobs, a lot of you think it's just, putting a sign out in front and all this marketing, but it's also knowing all the pitfalls that you could possibly fall into. And when you're done the job like we have, I've got almost 30 years experience too, you kind of see things ahead of the game and you help. Our job is to help you through that, not just to be your friend, but actually to help guide you. Right?
Hold on, I'm a former real estate agent.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna bring up a age old way to sell homes. There's this little tiny amulet that you put under the sign, right under the post, and it's the patron saint of real estate, a little Saint Joseph amulet. That's the secret, right? That's how it gets done. That's how all real estate gets done.
Dude,
no?
What were you smoking this weekend?
No, it really did happen. I promise. Yeah. Anyways,
is that how
I grew
works?
up? I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. They did all kinds of weird stuff.
I've heard that story before, but I don't think too many people in the business today are actually
remember that. Okay. I'm old enough for that.
All right. Again, we have David Hoshaw with SCV Realty, a 30-year veteran, a good friend of mine. We've been working together for years. He is phenomenal because he gets the job done. And you have some great tips on how seller tips. Because right now it's a seller's market right now. We don't have enough inventory. So you can actually help them get more for their home, right?
Yeah. When you go to sell your home, buyers buy on emotions. In fact, we buy most everything on emotions, whether it's a shirt or a car or, what have you. And so to sell your home the fastest and for the best possible price, you want to increase that emotional appeal, the buyer emotional appeal.
I love that. That's true. I like that.
So there's several ways to do that, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, just a little time, perhaps. But one thing, we do as far as declutterizing is probably
that's huge.
The easiest thing to do.
Right.
Get a good cleaning. Those are, they might seem obvious, but I can tell you that is the return on that investment is 1,000 times. Just declutterizing, because the buyers.
Well, even the cleaning part, because some people go, well, it shouldn't really matter. They're going to clean the home anyway. But that's where they're looking at, because remember, this is going to be their home. They're looking at your home going, ooh, how did they live in this thing? Ooh.
Yeah,
if you don't, they're like, oh, good, I'm buying somebody else who took good care of their home.
Yeah, it gives the impression of what the rest of the maintenance is going to be. So if the house is dirty, then you wonder, gosh, I guess they probably never changed the filters for the air conditioning unit. They probably never replaced things that they were supposed to replace on time. The plumbing's probably shot. All those things start going through their mind. Yeah,
first impression, and what's clean to one person may not be clean to another. But that's exactly right, Gino. The first impression, curb appeal. Buyers really judge the home the first 12 seconds before they even are in the home. They're judging it whether they want to buy it or not. But so many times I've seen buyers literally walk up to the kitchen sink, they look at it, they see the reflection in the sink, and that is a great buying sign. Okay, that stirs the emotions, and I mean that's just how subtle it can be. But based on that, they see the reflection. Oh, this place has been taken care of. It's clean. Oh, I could see entertaining here. Have my family over here. Versus, oh, I got to buy this house and I got to do a bunch of work. Right. Those homes tend to sell for less.
Yeah, I was going to say some people like to buy like that, but you're not getting top dollar for it.
You're usually looking at a bargain hunter investor who generally doesn't pay the top dollar for the turnkey emotional type of home. So those are a couple little tips.
And curb appeal is really important because I know when we do signature listings, you've seen those. We actually promote listings out there for a lot of the real estate agents out there. And the first thing we look at is curb appeal, and it affects our emotions how we're going to promote that home. Trust me. And it's beater. You're just like, it's going to be some work, but it's really nice curb appeal. Right away, we're like, as soon as you see this house, you're going to see it as your home.
Right.
It's a big difference.
And you've been there 100 times as a real estate agent. You pull up to the house with the other family pulling up behind you, and they say, no, let's go. And you're like, well, what do you mean? This is one of the houses on our list. We have an appointment. And they're like, nope, don't even want to go inside. And that's what curb appeal has the possibility of doing to you.
Yeah. All right, dive into some more tips before we overtalk your.
But as far as that first impression, I mean, colors even make a big difference. If it's a color that's kind of unique to you or your favorite color, it may not appeal to the masses. And so we try to make the home as neutral as possible. The buyer they're not buying your sofa, or anything like that, but they want to picture their sofa in the living room. And the personal property. They want to visualize their personal property, their toaster on the counter, not your toaster. So they're little subtle things like that make a huge difference. Colors, like I said, do make a difference. Because
even knocking down one of the walls that's like a bright, bright yellow because that's what Susie wanted in the home, you might want to knock that down just because it's almost overpowering.
Yeah, I had a client recently. He spent $40,000 decorating and designing, having an interior design in this house. Unfortunately, the wall was what I call blood red, a couple of the walls.
I've seen that.
And it took a lot of persuasion, I guess, but just counseling to convince him to get it fixed. And so we ended up painting the house for less than $3,000, the whole place. And now it's neutral. Okay, so it appeals to the masses. And we ended up selling it quickly for full price. And believe me, if it was left in the original colors, I think one of the other rooms was orange.
You eliminated half your buyers right off the bat.
Easily, because most buyers, they're not looking for work. They're looking to bring their toothbrush and a pillow and get on with their life.
Yeah, I've experienced it as a landlord. I had tenants that had painted the place, and I thought it was great, like this really nice sage green. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I'm going to leave it like this. I couldn't rent the place to save my life.
Yep.
I painted it white, boom, gone immediately.
Yep. So again, appeals to everybody. It fits with everybody's furniture. Matches all the sofas, and so forth.
All right, before we go, David, again, we're here with David Hoshaw with SCV Realty, a 30-year veteran, sharing some important seller tips. But the key thing, David, I want to clarify before you go today, because when you're looking for a real estate professional, you want someone that's going to actually guide you. We do this when we do home loans. Trust me, we give you all the information to help you make an educated decision, not just what's your lowest rate. Well, a lot of times the lowest rate is not the best option. Trust me, we save hundreds of dollars on mortgage payments all the time by giving them different strategies. What I like, David, is that you're confident and experienced enough to really tell your sellers what they need to do to be as successful as possible. Am I right?
Absolutely. The truth is, it may be painful at first, but in the long run, it's well worth it. And so many things. Shorter time in the market is less stress for the family, less inconvenience, and generally speaking, you'll sell it for a higher price the shorter time it's on the market.
All right. How can they get a hold of you again, David, if you want a really experienced real estate professional who's going to actually guide you through the process and help you get top dollar for your home?
Great. I'd be happy to offer a consultation, no obligation to anybody, and help them get on their way as far as to their next move. You can reach me directly at 661-505-1069.
505-1069, and your web address?
Yes, scvrealty.com.
It's easy.
And the email's david@scvrealty.com.
All right, David Hoshaw. Nicely done, buddy.
Well, thank
Good
you.
stuff.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks
guys.
for your friendship
Awesome.
over all the years and being a great professional and a great person in our community here. Good job, man.
And thanks for your guys' support. You've always treated our clients excellent.
Thank you for that.
Thanks,
All
bud.
right, reach out to David Hoshaw, SCV Realty, and stick around. We have Mr. Bob Keller back by popular demand, always sharing what's really happening in our community. You need to hear this when we come back. Don't go away.
We're always so excited to receive great feedback from our satisfied customers. Really, we just want to give every customer a 5-star experience. Here's an awesome review from one of them that we just couldn't resist sharing with you and everyone else. When our customers send us glowing reviews like this one, it helps us to know that we're fulfilling our commitment to give every customer a first-class experience. We just love getting great feedback like this. So let us put our thousands of hours of dedication, experience, and 5-star customer service to work for you today. We'd love the opportunity to earn a great review from you too. Thanks for watching. Call us today. We look forward to working with you. Call us today at the number on your screen. Have a great day.
When you need some good advice and you don't know where to go, check out aprgi.com with someone you should know. We're America's professional resource group, your referral from a friend.
Man, do I need help.
You seem stressed. What's up?
Well, my soon-to-be ex-wife has co-opted my entire financial team, including my financial planner, insurance agent, mortgage broker, real estate agent, and trust attorney. I want to make sure that my best interests are being represented, but I'm just not confident that they are. I need one team that's looking out for me.
You know, my friend told me about a group just like that. She had a team of professionals guiding her through a very similar situation and said it made everything so much easier.
Really? Who are they?
They're called the America's Professional Resource Group, and they have Santa Clarita's top professionals ready to help you through your specific situation, no matter what it is. All of their information is at aprgi.com. That's aprgi.com. They're local professionals that you can count on.
Your referral from a friend.
Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, thank you for joining Don Getling, Gino Fronti, in the second half of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. That's right. For over 5 years now, we've had the pleasure of helping guide you to personal and financial wellness. It's been our slogan since day one, and it meant more than ever when we first started the show over 5 years ago, because we had a lot of us out there dealing with true hardships, and that might have been your home, might have been your job. And our goal with coming on the air was not because somebody pays us for this. We're still waiting for that check, right?
Someday, I hope. It's in the mail, I guess.
But as you know, being in the industry as long as we have and being part of our community, we felt it was only right to reach out to as many of you as possible and help guide you to personal and financial wellness. And now we've been able to put together, after 5.5 years and over 1,500 YouTube videos and interviews, is to find the right people in our community that can help guide you down that path. We brought in some of the best professionals there are in our valley. We're talking most 15 to 40-year veterans in every facet, whether it's financial, insurance, estate planning, college planning, you name it. We brought them all together, and they've interviewed them, and now they're part of one group called America's Professional Resource Group. And you can find this group at aprgi.com. That's aprgi.com. A lot of great information. We even have our own magazines that come out quarterly that guide you down the path. There's no ads. A lot of the magazines in town just basically an ad for their services, but this is actually articles guiding you down the right path, right, Gino?
Yeah, they're great articles, Don. They're always educational, and you know, what we've always found is that they're guiding us to personal and financial wellness, and all we're really doing is sharing that.
Utilize their services.
We are. We're
right.
like, it's like the hair club for men. I'm also a client. It's
not
not working though.
No. So one of our favorite guests we love to bring in, and we're very pleased because this is one of the busiest men in all Santa Clarita, no doubt. In fact, we have to make sure we're right on time every time, so because he's always got other projects ahead of him. But Bob Keller, multi-time mayor, councilman, heavily involved in our community. Every time I go to any community event, Bob Keller is there. I don't know how you have the energy or the time, but you spread yourself out throughout the community to give back, and I appreciate you taking time to be on our show again.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I want you to know that. And in all candor, there's a reason I go to a lot of this stuff. I love this community.
There's no doubt you do. That's why we love
it's a
having you on
fact.
the
I
show.
love this community. I'm so happy what we've been able to accomplish here, and so it's my pleasure to attend various functions and be part of it.
I mean, there's like every function.
Oh, I miss some. Trust me.
Not that many though, because it's always and unfortunately, there's a lot of the same of us that go to a lot of these events. But
That's
you're at a ton of these events, and we always, you know, one of our themes is always to have people on our show that give back to our community, because we live in this community, love this community, live off this community. We really do, and we know that, so we have to give back, and we make sure that our guests give back to our community, and nobody gives back more than you between. Being part of our community, not just in the events, but also on our city council and as a mayor, multi-time over. You keep coming back.
Like a bad penny. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, the other thing, too, is, you know, not too many people are so committed to our veterans as well. Mm-hmm. That's something that we talk about a lot on our show.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, and I know that you've always are pushing forward initiatives to help veterans. I know that Don and I are passionate about it too. Mm-hmm. I know that here at Skyline we will fight tooth and nail to help a veteran into a home. So I think that's something critical that we all do together.
Thank you, and you're absolutely right. None of these things get accomplished by an individual. You know that. It's always a team effort, people working together, and together we're able to accomplish an awful lot.
I love it. So we've always bring Bob in to give us kind of some insight of what's happening in your community here. He's always got great insight and passion about what he really feels is going on and what's important to our community and stuff. Plus, Bob's also involved in the real estate community as well as an owner of Keller Davis Real Estate for over 10 years now, 15 years, something like that?
You know, we are actually in our 16th year with Keller Davis Real Estate. Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's nice is Bob's got, you know, he understands it all, kind of like we get as involved as we do. So I know one of the major factors you were mentioning while we're getting all set up, a lot of you out there, and you're going to go, oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know one person that's going to say, no, not me.
Not me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have to deal with it too often. I fortunately live right off the freeway, and I drive onto the freeway and get off and back.
That's true. All your driving is freeway driving. It's like 2 exits.
Yes, I'm pretty fortunate. But most of you out there have to deal with this thing called traffic. And we're not just talking driving to work to L.A. We're talking right in our own community here. And you're hearing this a lot right now, aren't you, Bob?
We are hearing an awful lot about it. Yes, we are.
So
and justifiably so. I want to say that. I'm not disagreeing with people by contacting City Hall and saying, what in the world is going on? And there's a number of factors that come into play.
And that's not an easy fix. That's not something that's like, oh, let's just flip the switch and tomorrow we gain 3 lanes on certain streets or anything like that. These are major projects that require planning and lots of expense, to be quite honest. I mean, how long did it take to build the connector?
Actually, if you look at it from literally last week, we had what I consider to be the absolute final activity in the Cross Valley Connector, which takes it to an approximately 13, 15-year program. It's an 8.5-mile stretch of roadway between the 5 and the 14. It's $245 million roadway. Wow. And so, and you're absolutely right. It's not a simple task. It's very, very challenging to build roads of that magnitude. And it takes a lot of people working together, and certainly this was a case in point where we had the private sector in a major way, along with our local funding, B&T fees. Those are bridge and thoroughfare fees. They played a role in it. The state played a role in it. The county played a role in it, and the feds played a role in it.
Wow.
You don't put together $245 million, just out of a single source.
Yeah, amazing. Like I said, great project. Actually, I think helps a lot. The other thing that I've noticed in a couple different areas where all of a sudden I have 3 turning lanes instead of 2 turning lanes to help as well. I noticed some of those changes happening where we're just moving the paint, and I think those are things that I'm sure engineers are working on going, wait a second, there's a bottleneck here, and if we move it this way and we move it that way, we can be more efficient.
I think it's important for our constituents to understand that at City Hall, we have full-time staff that are dedicated to nothing other than evaluating, studying, engineering, improving, doing whatever is necessary to help traffic flow in the city of Santa Clarita. And it's not an easy task, but you're right. We have made modifications to intersections, as you indicated, with additional left-hand turn lanes, perhaps. Perhaps it's a deeper pocket to accommodate more traffic. But it's an ongoing process, and it's critically important. As difficult as it can be for us currently, imagine if we were not doing that.
Right.
I mean, we'd be at absolute gridlock at times. But I want to ensure our citizens that City Hall takes very seriously our traffic issues and challenges. And
you try to go down to Banga? That's a weak project in itself.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that a joke? I remember the times when I used to say, I'll just take the 118 down to Topanga and then Topanga down to Ventura. That doesn't work anymore.
No, none of those streets work
Neither
anymore.
does the one you always want me to do. Get off on Victory, then move to take Hazeltine and go to, or take Havenhurst and go to Burbank, and then take Burbank and go to White Oak and all that whole do-si-do. It's just a distraction.
I was raised in the San Fernando Valley, and my memories are very fond. And no, thank you. I have no desire to go back.
I feel the same way, Bob.
What's amazing, a lot of you out there don't realize how big our community is now, because I've been out here for a long time, as Bob have, but we're talking 220,000 people just in the city, but in overall Santa Clarita Valley, we're talking over 300,000 of us. That's going to create traffic. Plain and simple. That's a lot of people to figure it out.
That's a fact of life. Yes, it does. It creates a lot of traffic. And I would love to be able to say here, don't worry about a thing, folks. We're going to create a couple of new roads, and that's going to end all of our traffic problems. Just like the Cross Valley Connector was going to be the end all, right? That was going to solve all of our traffic problems. Of course not.
Right.
We are a growing community, but it's not just here. It's everywhere. I was talking recently to some folks, and I was describing to them, I remember before the San Diego Freeway existed, and going and taking Sepulveda through the pass going into the West Los Angeles area. And they had a turn there called Suicide Turn, because if you didn't slow down to about 10 miles an hour, you're going off the road. But I can remember those things. And
no 118.
And by the way, there there was no traffic jam on Sepulveda going into West L.A. with 2 lanes in each direction. There was no traffic problem.
Right.
And look at it today.
Yeah, it's kind of like we have to, going from Simi Valley, you got off in Chatsworth, went down Devonshire.
Exactly.
And cut across Balboa. I mean, these are the things that have changed. I've been out here for a long time and seen a lot of changes. We've had traffic problems since day one. I mean, back in the day when I lived in Saugus, remember the Four Corners there was always an issue. Trying to get through there, you were backed up getting off the freeway. Everybody had to go down Valencia or one of the streets and try to turn down Bouquet. And it was backed up by, I don't know, hundreds of cars.
Yeah, it's
We've
a
always
result
had
of growth.
Yes.
That's what it always is. And you know what? Even if we fix it today and we grow more, then we create just a problem in a different area, or we need to expand more or come up with more efficient solutions. You know, I know we're probably 10 to 20 years away from 100% automated driving, but I think once that happens, you alleviate some of the traffic situation.
Well, being a little older, I'm not real thrilled about that idea of automated driving yet. I'm not quite there, but at the same time, as of recent, like I said, there's been a lot of attention. And honestly, there's a couple of reasons. Over in the Canyon Country area, over on Soledad, there has been some major road refurbishment. It's our overlay program, and here we are in the evenings, and traffic has been a mess. And I've been stuck in it 3 or 4 times recently, and I understand frustration when you want to be somewhere and you can't get there from here, you know. But the other side of the coin is it's now being wrapped up. We're just about there. And people are going to love that new road surface, and it's going to keep our road in excellent condition. And then in the mornings, school's back in. This thing didn't really hit us until school came back.
Right.
And now in the morning with the additional traffic, and if there should be an incident, which it seems like at least 3 times a week there is on the 14 freeway heading into the valley.
Isn't that the truth?
Then people get off at Sand Canyon and they look for shortcuts going through Plaza Rita Canyon and a variety of things, and it just becomes an absolute nightmare. And I got to tell you, if there's a hiccup on the 14, folks, I don't think there's an engineer anywhere that can figure out how we're going to avoid some major traffic issues. It's just a reality of life, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I don't want to sound as a naysayer. The city is doing everything we can. We just approved. We have had computerized signalization and so forth and things to work on our traffic patterns for years. Now there is a new state-of-the-art traffic system that we have approved to, again, try to take us to another level and improve, again, on our synchronization of our lights and so on to help facilitate traffic flow.
All right. Again, I always love getting the great insights from Bob Keller. We're going to be right back. Don't go away. We're also going to talk about what's really happening in the real estate market today on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.
Making our customers happy is our #1 priority, so when one of them writes us an awesome 5-star review, well, we love to share it. And as much as we think we're doing a good job, customers like this telling us about their experience makes us push harder to do better. We really appreciate and enjoy what our happy customers say about us. That's the most important thing for us, is that they take the time to tell us we're doing a great job. Find out what makes our customers so happy and why they value our extensive knowledge and experience and how we earn their glowing reviews. Thanks for watching. We look forward to working with you. Call us today at the number on your screen. Have a great day.
As your Home Smart partner, Don Getling and Gino Fronti would like to invite you to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. For 5 years on KHTS, we've been guiding you to personal and financial wellness, and we'd like to invite you to participate and do the same for your clients.
All right, so if you'd like to be on our show, it's taped earlier on Tuesdays and played on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Reach out to our program director, Lisa Solis, L. Solis at SkylineHomeLoans.com. We'd love to have you on our show.
Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, thank you again for joining Don Getling, Gino Fronti on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. For over 5 years, we've loved sharing our Saturdays with you. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., We get to share with you all about your community, what's really happening in the real estate market, what's happening in the financial markets. We bring on great guests like today. We have Bob KELLAR back on by popular demand, sharing what's really happening in our community. We love our job, and you can find out more about these great interviews we have every Saturday. There's over 1,400, I think, on our YouTube channel by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Click on the YouTube channel, some great interviews. You can always email us if you want to know what's really going on with real estate, or you want to find out how to handle your financing. Shoot, how to buy your first home, how to buy your next home, how to refinance, how to get rid of mortgage insurance. We can help you all with that by going to donandgino@gmail.com. It's that simple.
Yeah, and I can't think of a better time to be a first-time home buyer. Interest rates are incredibly low. We do have down payment assistance programs available, again, that we've been utilizing with great success here at Skyline. And so, with very, very little down payment, in some cases none, especially for veterans, we're able to get veterans in with no down payment many, many times, and it's a great time to buy a home.
And our best supporters of our veterans right here in our studio today, Mr. Bob KELLAR. Also happens to be kind of involved in real estate too, and part-time. He owns a real estate company out here for over 16 years now. KELLAR David Real Estate, great people. I've met most of them. They are amazing people. They really care about their job. They're just great people. You guys,
I'm proud of the folks we have at KELLAR Davis Real Estate, and thank you for mentioning that. You say part-time. The truth of the matter is, I'm a full-time real estate
That's why I was actually being facetious, because you can't be part-time and be successful in real estate.
Yeah, and there certainly is not a job that is described as 8 to 5. We know that.
What?
No.
Absolutely. But it's been a great profession. I've enjoyed it. I got into real estate.
You have to.
Well,
Being in 16 years, you have to enjoy
Well, yeah, but
it
it goes beyond that, Don. You and I knew each other way before that, and I actually got my real estate license in 1991. I was still a Los Angeles police officer. I was going to retire, and I did retire in 1993. I wanted to do something different than law enforcement. I didn't want to go out and be a door shaker or something of that kind, as many do. But I got my real estate license, and honestly, I have never regretted it. It's been a great profession to be in.
Well, it makes sense if you do it for the right reason. You love people. You love helping people. You love being a great resource for people. And that's where real estate comes in. We love our job. We don't just spend our real estate, our interest rate. We love going into all the details and finding out what's really important and becoming a resource for them for life, as you do. I mean, you love helping people. It's in your DNA. A vet, a cop, LAPD, real estate, a mayor multiple times. You can't. You got the same disease we do.
Well, that's probably
maybe worse.
True.
Yeah, I think worse.
True.
Yeah,
and we're proud of you, though.
Thank
We think you do a great job for our community. It's really nice to have you.
We're not done yet either. We've got a lot of things on the drawing board and more good things for this community.
See, that's got to be the positive side. You do get that. I mean, you got a lot of people that complain, and I could use other words, but they complain a lot. And you have to hear it, but you got to be very proud of what you have accomplished over the years. You've seen a lot that's been accomplished because you've been involved in this so long.
Yes, it is true. I mean, I can go back in my 16 years on the city council and think about the things that we did not have here in the city of Santa Clarita at that time period, and what we have been able to accomplish. I mean, look at your Central Park. Look at the sports complex over in the Canyon Country area. Look at our library system today. That is just phenomenal, the numbers of people utilizing our library system. Look at our arts commission that we have today that did not exist, came into play in 2009. They're doing a phenomenal job. And there are just so many great things. You mentioned our veterans. Absolutely. I'm so proud of this community when it comes to our veterans. The estimates vary from anything from 12 to 15,000 veterans live in the Santa Clarita Valley.
That's huge.
And we've got a lot of programs in place. As you know, we had this Habitat for Heroes program, providing 84 housing units for our veterans. Our banner program, I'm very proud to be able to say I had my thumb all over that project.
That's an awesome project.
And by the way, they're about to go back up because we're going into Veterans Day, and I really encourage everybody, if you've got a family member that is presently serving, go to the city's website and see how you can get a banner for that person here in Santa Clarita. We'd love to have it up.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and then even the landscape maintenance. I mean, we were talking about that when we were talking about traffic, but then again, they're doing a great job of keeping our community looking good by changing out all the dead grass per se,
Yes.
and putting in, drought tolerant plants and stuff. That's an effort. That doesn't happen overnight.
I am frequently stopped by people that stop me in a supermarket or someplace and make comments about how much they enjoy the city and they love the beauty of the city. Sure, we've had the drought issue. We've lost all of our grass for the most part in our common areas in the city, but we are replacing them with drought-resistant plants. But you know what? We were able to accomplish this because the voters, when it was brought before them and discussed, approved landscape maintenance districts. And yes, is it a little bit on your tax bill every year? And the answer is yes, it is. But look at our city. I drove through the San Fernando Valley, and I don't mean to knock our neighbors. I mean, I was raised there. I lived there for most of my life. But at the same time, guys, our community is beautiful. Yeah. Our anti-graffiti program. You come here and it's clean. The paint is hardly even dry, and we're taking it down as fast as it goes up. And Lord help you if we catch you.
So I did see that live and direct. I came down Low Ridge, right to the bottom of San Francisco Canyon, and there was some very insulting graffiti on the wall there. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to call the city and make sure they take care of it. Didn't get around to it that day. Next morning I came down, painted.
It's already gone.
It was gone.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
All right. Before we go, Bob, and we always appreciate your insight, your time on our show and everything
it's
for
my
the last
pleasure.
5 years. But also, if you're looking for a great team of individuals, Bob being, of course, a part of Keller Davis Real Estate, how can they get a hold of you guys to help them with buying and selling homes with some really great people?
Well, certainly our website's a quick, easy way to do it, kellardavis.com. And if I may, our phone number, of course, 661 is 299-5570. We have 40 agents in 3 locations, and we try our best to help people with the American dream.
All right. On a closing note, pretty good time to buy or sell right now?
Absolutely.
I think it's perfect time.
Yep.
Don't you?
Absolutely.
Rates being so low.
And what a beautiful place to raise a family.
Well, thanks to your efforts. We really appreciate it. Again, Bob Keller, multi-time mayor, multi-time involved with our community in every way, shape, and form, and also helping you find your dream of home ownership. You got it all covered, Bob.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate coming on and joining you.
Thanks for joining
us. Again, always check us out at donandgino.com, donandgino.com. And check out the National Real Estate Cafe, where daily we let you know what's really happening in the real estate and financial markets by going to nrecafe.com. You can get them sent to your phone easily by texting NREC to the number 58885. Please join us every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And
do you have any more breath left?
No.
Then I'll do it. Be good humans.